I was a piece of silver with the dross and with the ore. My value was still hidden. My purpose was a chore. You placed me in a furnace, in the heat I couldn't bear. I saw my imperfections melting in the searing air. I cried, oh refiner, is this pain the only way? How long must I be tested in this fire, day by day? The flames revealed the impurities I thought would hit so well. The selfishness and prideful thoughts of self-made private hell. But you sat before the furnace with a purpose and a plan. Your eyes were fixed upon me. You never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurities, the sin, the pride, the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, pure and clear. And when I see my reflection, it will be your face I see. A perfect, holy image reflected back in me. The fire was not to harm me, but to make me truly whole. To purify this silver and redeem my waiting soul. You know the perfect temperature, the timing and the heat, to make the silver pliable and fit for the master see. You skim away the dross, Lord, the things that hinder me, until my surface, Lord, your own reflection, I can see the process is so painful as the flames do their good work, consuming all that's temporal, where evil loves to lurk. But in the midst of burning, I feel your presence near. And in the heat, your purpose, Lord, becomes so crystal clear. For you sat before the furnace with a purpose and a plan. Your eyes were fixed upon me. You never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurities, the sin, the pride, the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, pure and clear. And when I see my reflection, it will be your face I see. A perfect, holy image reflected back in me. The fire was not to harm me, but to make me truly whole. To purify this silver and redeem my waiting soul. I yield to the fire, yield to the fire. I yield to the flame, I yield to the flame. I wanna bear your image, I'ma dare you, and glorify your name, and glorify your name. Burn away the dross, Lord, burn away the dross, Lord. Whatever it may be, whatever it may be, until my life reflects your truth and sets the captive free. Let the fire fall, let it have its perfect way. I'll come forth as pure gold on that great triumphant day. The refiner knows the moment when his image is complete, and I will be a vessel laid at my master's feet. For you sat before the furnace with a fire just run the furnace. Your eyes were fixed upon me. You never moved your hand. You never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurity, the sin, the pride, all the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, clear. And when I purified by fire. Your image in me. The refiner and the silver. I am yours, completely yours.
I was a piece of silver with the dross and with the wood. My value was still hidden, my purpose was a chore. You placed me in the furnace, in the heat I couldn't bear. I saw my imperfections melting in the searing air. I cried, oh refiner, is this pain the only way? How long must I be tested in this fire day by day? The flames revealed the impurities I thought were hid so well. The selfishness and prideful thoughts, a self-made private hell. But you sat before the furnace with a purpose and a plan. Your eyes were fixed upon me, you never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurities, the sin, the pride, the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, pure and clear. And when I see my reflection, it will be your face I see. A perfect holy image reflected back in me. The fire was not to harm me, but to make me truly whole, to purify this silver and redeem my waiting soul. You know the perfect temperature, the timing and the heat, to make the silver pliable and fit for the master's seat. You skim away the dross, Lord, the things that hinder me, until my surface, Lord, your own reflection I can see. The process is so painful as the flames do their good work, consuming all that's temporal, where evil loves to lurk. But in the midst of burning, I feel your presence near. And in the heat, your purpose, Lord, becomes so crystal clear. For you sat before the furnace with a purpose and a plan. Your eyes were fixed upon me, you never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurities, the sin, the pride, the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, pure and clear. And when I see my reflection, it will be your face I see. Perfect holy image reflected back in me. The fire was not to harm me, but to make me truly whole, to purify this silver and redeem my waiting soul. I yield to the fire, I yield to the flame. I wanna bear your image and glorify your name. Burn away the dross, Lord, whatever it may be, until my life reflects your truth and sets the You set before the furnace with a purpose and a plan. Your eyes were fixed upon me. You never moved your hand. You were burning out the impurities, the sin, the pride, the fear. You were making me a vessel for your glory, pure and clear. And when I see my reflection, it will be your face I see. A perfect holy image reflected back in me. The fire was not to harm me, but to make me truly, to purify this silver and redeem my waiting soul. Purified by fire, your image in me, the refiner and the silver. I am yours, completely yours. Were raging, the waves were crashing high. My little boat was tossing neath the dark and threatening sky. I strained to see the shoreline, but the tempest hid my view. My hope was like an anchor that the ocean current slew. I was drifting, I was sinking in a sea of doubt and fear, whispering, Master, don't you care that I'm perishing out here? My faith was weak and fragile, my strength was almost gone, facing the howling darkness, waiting for the dawn. But you spoke peace to the waters, and you calmed the wind and waves. You are the hope that's steadfast, the one who's strong to save. You are the anchor for my soul, both sure and secure. My faith holds fast to you, my foundation firm and pure. The winds may blow and trials come, my soul will not be moved, for I am anchored in the rock that's eternally approved. I'll ride out every tempest, for I'm held within your grip, on the solid rock of ages, my secure relationship, yeah. This anchor holds in the unseen, in depths the eye can't see. It's grounded in the holy place, behind the veil for me. It's tied to promises that never, ever can grow weak. It's founded on the solid rock of which the prophets speak. When circumstances scream and shout that I am going down, I look beyond the storm clouds to where my hope is crowned. I feel the tension on the line, the pull of heaven's grace, and I am held secure and safe in this most holy place. For you spoke peace to the waters, and you calmed the wind and waves. You are the hope that's steadfast, the one who's strong to save. You are the anchor for my soul, both sure and secure. My faith holds fast to you, my foundation firm and pure. The winds may blow and trials come, my soul will not be that's eternally approved. I'll ride out every tempest, for I'm held within your grip. On the solid rock of ages, my secure relationship. I will not be afraid now, though the earth itself should shake. This anchor holds me firmly, for my Savior's name's at stake. It will not drag or slip or fail. It's fixed in endless love. It's fastened to the throne of God in realms and heights above. The cable is His promise strong. It will not break or fray. It holds me through the darkest night and through the stormiest day. My soul is anchored in the Lord. I'll say it loud and clear. I have a living hope, and I have nothing now to fear. You spoke peace to the water. You calm the wind and wave. You are the hope that's steadfast. Oh, the one who's strong to save. You are the anchor for my soul. Both sure and secure. My faith holds fast to you. My foundation firm and pure. The winds may blow and trials come, my soul will not be moved. For I am anchored in the rock that's eternally approved. I'll ride out every tempest, for I'm held within your grip. On the solid rock of ages, my secure relationship. Ooh, anchored in you, steady and sure. The storm may rage, but I am secure. Your promise holds, my anchor holds.
I took my inheritance and ran so far away to a distant, lonely country where I squandered it away. I fed among the swine there, in the husks and in the mire, and found the world's fair promises were built on straw and fire. In that moment of starvation, I remembered home and bread, and the love of my good father, and the words my heart had said. I practiced my apology, a speech of shame and woe, hoping for a servant's place, a tiny room to know. But while I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me and you welcomed this dead man. You placed a robe upon me, the finest one you had. You killed the fatted calf for me and made my heart so glad. You said my child was lost and dead, but now it's found alive. In the mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. I'm not worthy to be called your son. I'll be a servant, true, but you call me heir and beloved, and you make me fresh and new. The ring you placed upon my hand, it speaks of authority. The shoes upon my feet now, of sonship, strong and free. The robe of your own righteousness, it covers was all my shame. And now I bear the family name, the great I am's own name. No more a hired servant, but a son who's home to stay. To walk with you in fellowship and never stray away. The past is truly past now, it's buried in the sea. You've thrown a celebration just for welcoming back me. For while I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me and you welcomed this dead man. You placed a robe upon me, the finest one you had. You killed the fatted calf for me and made my heart so glad. You said my child was lost and dead, but now it's found alive. In the mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. I'm not worthy to be called your son. I'll be a servant, true. You call me heir and beloved, and you make me fresh and new. Your love is like a river, your mercy like a flood. You saw me in my rags, Lord, and you saw me as your blood. The angels in the heavens, they are rejoicing now. For the son who was as dead is alive, and he knows how to worship and adore you with a heart that's been restored. To serve you out of love now, and to call you Dad, my Lord. Oh Lord, I'll never leave your house again. I'm home to stay in the loving arms of my Father forever and a day. While I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me and you welcomed this dead man. You placed a robe upon me, the finest one you had. You killed the fatted calf for me, made my heart so glad. You said my child was lost and dead, but now it's found alive. In the mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. I'm not worthy to be called your son. I'll be a servant true. You make me fresh, you make me whole. Home, I'm home. Your arms around me. My father, my dad, restored, beloved. Beloved. I took my inheritance and ran so far away to a distant lonely country where I squandered it away. I fed among the swine there, in the husks and in the mire, and found the world's fair promises were built on straw and fire. In that moment of starvation, I remembered home and bread, and the love of my good father, and the words my heart had said. I practiced my apology, a speech of shame and woe, hoping for a servant's place, a tiny room to know. But while I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me and you welcomed this dead man. You placed a robe upon me, the finest one you had. You killed the fatted calf for me and made my heart so glad. You said
said my child was lost and dead, but now is found alive. In the mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. I'm not worthy to be called your son, I'll be a servant true. But you call me heaven, beloved, and you make me fresh and new. Hey, the ring you placed upon my hand, it speaks of authority. The shoes upon my feet now, of sonship, strong and free. The robe of your righteousness, it covers all my shame. And now I bear the family name, the great I am's own name. No more hired servant, but a son who's home to stay, to walk with you in fellowship and never stray away. The past is truly past now, it's buried in the sea. You've thrown a celebration just for welcoming back me. For while I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me, and you welcomed this dead man. And you welcomed, replaced the robe upon the finest one you had. You healed the fatted calf for me, and made my heart so glad. You said my child was lost and dead, but now is found alive. Found alive. The mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. Now I'm worthy to be called your son, I'll be a servant true. But you call me heir and beloved, and you make me fresh and new. Ooh, your love is like a river, your mercy like a flood. You saw me in my rags, Lord, and you saw me as your blood. The angels in the heavens, they are rejoicing now, for the son who was dead is alive, and he knows how to worship and adore you with a heart that's been restored, to serve you out of love now, and to call you dad, my Lord. I'll never leave your house again. I'm home to stay, in the loving arms of my Father, forever and a day. While I was a long way off, you saw me and you ran. You wrapped your arms around me, and you welcomed this dead man. And you placed a robe upon me, the finest one you had. You healed the fatted calf for me, made my heart so glad. You said my child was lost and dead, but now is found alive. The mercy of your presence, my soul began to thrive. I'm not worthy, called your son, I'm lonely and so true. You make me fresh, you make me new. To the vocation home. I'm home. Your arms around me, my father, my dad, restored beloved.
From my view it looked a mess. The threads were all askew. The dark and painful colors were all my eyes could view. I saw the tangled underside, the knots, the breaks, the pain. I wondered at the pattern, questioned if there was any gain. Now I only saw the chaos, the misplaced, jagged line. I cried, oh weaver, can this this mess ever be something so divine? The gold was mixed with sorrow, the silver stained with tears. I'd been weaving for a lifetime, for so many wasted years. But you are the master weaver on the loom of space and time. You use the gold and silver and the threads of dark sublime. You are crafting something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. And one day I will see it as I stand before your face. The dark threads give the contrast, they make the gold shine bright. The knots were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished product will glorify your name. Oh, you take the thread of failure and the thread of my regret, you weave it with a thread of grace, a design I'd never said. You use the thread of patience with the thread of waiting long, to create a depth of character, to make my spirit strong. Oh, the shuttle flies with purpose, though I cannot understand, held in the weaver's skillful and eternal loving hand. And with each new thread added, the pictures come clear, a story of redemption casting out all fear. For you are the master weaver on the loom of space and time. You use the gold and silver and the threads of dark sublime. You are crafting something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. And one day I will see it as I stand before your face. The dark threads give the contrast, they make the gold shine bright. The knots were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished product will glorify your name. I will not fear the dark threads, nor the scissors' painful snip, for I know the weaver's working every single thread and strip. The pattern is a masterpiece of mercy, love, and power, a beautiful depiction of grace's finest hour. And when it's finished, I will see the front and not the back, and understand the wisdom in the things that I now lack. I'll see how every single thread was necessary then. I'll see the face of Jesus and say amen, amen. You are the master weaver on the loom of space and time. You use the gold and silver and the threads of dark sublime. The craft is something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. As I stand before you, as I stand before your face, the prophets give the contrast, make the gold shine bright. The lines were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished product will glorify your name. Work on, Master Weaver. I trust your design, your tapestry is beautiful. My life in your hands. dark and painful colors were all my eyes could view. I saw the tangle underside, the knots, the breaks, the pain. I wondered at the pattern, questioned if there was any gain. I only saw the chaos, the misplaced jagged line. I cried, oh Eva, can this mess ever be something so divine? The gold was mixed with sorrow, the silver stained with tears. I've been weaving for a lifetime, for so many wasted years. But you are the master weaver on the loom of space and time. You use the gold and silver and the threads of dark sublime. You are crafting something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. And one day I will see it as I stand before your face. The dark threads give the contrast, oh, they make the gold shine bright. Oh, the knots were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished product will glorify your name. You take the thread of failure and the thread of my regret, you weave it with the thread of grace, a design I never said. You use the thread of patience with the thread of waiting long, to create a depth of character, to make my spirit strong. The shuttle flies with purpose, though I cannot understand, held in the weaver's skillful and eternal loving hand. And with each new thread added, the picture's coming clear, a story of redemption, casting out all fear. For you are the master weaver on the loom of space and time. You use the gold and silver and the threads of dark sublime. You are crafting something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. And one day I will see it as I stand before your face. The dark threads give the contrast, they make the gold shine bright. The knots were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished product will glorify your name. I will not fear the dark threads, nor the scissors painful to step, for I know the weaver's working every single thread and strip. The pattern is a masterpiece of mercy, love, and power, a beautiful depiction of grace's finest hour. And when it's finished, I will see the front and not the back, and understand the wisdom in the things that I now lack. I'll see how every single thread was necessary then. I'll see the face of Jesus and say, Amen. You are the master weaver. You use the gold and silver, the threads of dark sublime. You are crafting something beautiful, a tapestry of grace. And one day I will see it as I stand before your face. The dark threads give the contrast, they make the gold shine bright. Oh, the knots were needed to hold it all together tight. I trust the weaver's hand now, and I'll rest upon the frame, for I know the finished
master weaver. I trust your design. Your tapestry is beautiful. My life in your hands.
I've eaten from the table of this world's fleeting feast, the sweetest of its dainties, from the greatest to the least. But every meal left me hungry, with a deep and aching void, a famine in my spirit that all its pleasures could avoid. I labored for the bread that satisfies the flesh alone, and found my soul was starving, my strength had almost flown. I spent my money, all my worth, on what was not true bread, and woke up every morning spiritually underfed. But you are the true manna, bread from heaven above. You satisfy the hungry with your everlasting love. You are the living water, and I will thirst no more. You've opened up the storehouse and thrown wide the door. My soul feasts on your presence, on every word you speak. You have strengthened me within. You restore the poor and weak. I will not waste my strength on what can never truly fill. I dine at your table and I feast upon your will. You are the bread of life, broken for all to receive. And everyone who comes to you will truly never leave. The hunger of the ages is met in you alone, the true and living sustenance before your Father's throne. I feed upon your faithfulness, I drink of your new wine, and your life is flowing through my veins, making me divine. No more shall I wander in the desert of despair, for I have found the source of life, and I am feasting there. Yes, you are the true manna, the bread from heaven above. Satisfy this hungry soul with your everlasting love. You are the living water, you are the living water, and I will thirst no more. You opened up the storehouse so high, deep thrown wide the door. My soul feasts on your presence, on every word you speak. Yeah, you have strengthened me within. You restore the poor and weak. I will not waste my strength on what can never truly fill. I dine at your table and I feast upon your will. The world can keep its delicacies, its fading temple fair. I found a well of life within, a feast beyond compare. This bread is my survival in a starving, starving land. I hold it in my hands, Lord. By your grace I stand. This is not just religion. This is life and blood and bread. This is victory over the stinging and power of death. I'll eat of this true manna, true manna, the bread from heaven above. Yeah, you satisfy this hunger with your everlasting love. Ooh, you are the living water, and I will thirst no more. Open up the storehouse, and throw wide the door. Now my soul feasts on your presence, on every word you speak. You have strengthened me within. You restore the poor and weak. I will not waste my strength on what can never truly fill. I dine at your table and I feast upon your will. My daily bread you satisfy, manna from heaven. I'll never thirst again, feasting on your word. Eaten from the table of this world's fleeting feast, the sweetest of its dainties, from the greatest to the least. But every meal left me hungry, yeah, with a deep and aching void, a famine in my spirit that all its pleasures could avoid. I labored for the bread that satisfies the flesh alone, and found my soul was starving, my strength had almost flown. I spent my money, all my worth, on what was not true bread, and woke up every morning spiritually underfed. But you are the true manna, the bread from heaven above. You satisfy the hungry with your everlasting love. You are the living water, and I will be thirst no more. You opened up the storehouse and thrown wide the door. My soul feasts on your presence, on every word you speak. You have strengthened me within. You restored the poor and weak. I will not waste my strength on what can never truly fill. I dine at your table, and I feast upon your will. You, the bread of life, broken for all to receive, and everyone who comes to you truly never leave. The hunger of the ages is met in you alone, the true and living sustenance before your Father's throne. I feed upon your faithfulness, I drink of your new wine, and your life is flowing through my veins, making me divine. No more shall I wander in the desert of despair, for I have found the source of life, and I am feasting there. Yes, you are the true manna, the bread from heaven above. You satisfy this hungry soul with your everlasting love. You are the living water, and I will thirst no more. You've opened up the storehouse and thrown wide the door. My soul feasts on your presence, on every word you speak. You have strengthened me within. You restore the poor and weak. I will not waste my strength on what can never truly fill. I dine at your table, and I feast upon your will. Oh, the world can keep its delicacies, its fading temporal fare. I found a well of life within, a feast beyond compare. This bread is my survival in a starving land. I hold it in my hands, Lord, by your grace I stand. that it's so. Manna from heaven, I'll never thirst again, feasting on your word.
I was a vessel broken, marred by my own design, cracked and deemed useless, no longer fit for the divine. I tried to mend the pieces with the glue of pride and will, but the fractures only deepened, and my purpose stood so still. I sat upon a shelf of regret, collecting dust and fear, whispering, Potter, can you even use me now? Can you draw near? The shards of my own failure were scattered on the floor. I saw no hope or beauty, no purpose anymore. But you took me to your wheel, the spinning wheel of grace, and with the water of your word, you smoothed this broken place. You apply the pressure, loving hands that know the art, remaking me for glory, giving me a brand new start. I am a vessel of honor, sanctified and set apart. The potter's clay restored with a brand new willing heart, not for my own purpose, but for the master's use, filled with living water for the King of all the Jews. The wheel spins ever forward, your hands are firm and kind. You're shaping me and forming me and changing all my mind. You're pressing out the bubbles of my selfishness and doubt, turning me upon the axis of what your love's about. The vessel I'm becoming is not of my own plan, but crafted by the masters, the great I am's own hand. And in the heat of trials, in the kilns refining fire, you're setting out the glaze of your magnificent desire. You took me to your wheel, the spinning wheel of grace, with the water of your word, smooth this broken place. Oh, you apply the pressure, your hands that know the art, remaking me for glory, giving me a brand new start. I am a vessel of honor, sanctified and set apart. And he said, the potter's clay restored, with a brand new willing water, not for my own praise, but for the master's use. This living water for the King of all the Jews. I yield to your hands, Lord. I surrender to the spin. Make me a vessel pure without and cleansed from sin within. Break me and make me, that's what I must be, until my life reflects your love for all the world to see. The clay does not question the potter's wise design, so let your will be done in me, your purpose, Lord, not mine. I am just a clay and you are the great I am. I'll rest upon your wheel and be the vessel of the Lamb. You took me to your wheel, the spinning wheel of grace, with the water of your word, smooth this broken place. Oh, you apply the pressure, loving hands that know the art, we're making me for glory, giving me a brand new On your wheel, I yield, a vessel for your glory, your story in me.
I was a vessel broken, marred by my own design, cracked and deemed useless, no longer fit for the divine. I tried to mend the pieces with the glue of pride and will, but the fractures only deepened, and my purpose stood so still. I sat upon the shelf of regret, collecting dust and fear, whispering, Potter, can you even use me now? Can you draw near? The shards of my own failure were scattered on the floor. I saw no hope of beauty, no purpose anymore. But you took me to your wheel, the spinning wheel of grace, and with the water of your word, you smoothed this broken place. You applied the pressure, loving hands that know the art, remaking me for glory, giving me a brand new start. I am a vessel of honor, sanctified and set apart, the potter's clay restored, with a brand new willing heart. Not for my own purpose, but for the master use, filled with living water, for the King of all the Jews. The wheel spins ever forward, your hands are firm and kind. You're shaping me and forming me, yeah, and changing all my mind, yeah. You're pressing out the bubbles of my selfishness and doubt, turning me upon the axis of what your love's about. The vessel I'm becoming, it's not of my own plan, but crafted by the master, the great I am's on hand. And in the heat of trials, in the kilns refining fire, you're setting out the glaze of your magnificent desire. Oh, for you took me to your will, the spinning wheel of grace, and with the water of your word, you smoothed this broken place. You applied the pressure, loving hands that know the art, remaking me for glory, giving me a brand new start. I am a vessel of honor, sanctified and set apart, the potter's clay restored, with a brand new willing heart. Not for my own purpose, but for the master's use, filled with living water, for the King of all the Jews. I yield to your hands, Lord, I surrender to the spin. Ooh, make me a vessel pure without and cleansed from sin within. Hey, hey, break me and remake me, if that's what I must be, until my life reflects your love for all the world to see. The clay does not question the potter's wise design, so let your will be done in me. Your purpose, Lord, not mine. I am just the clay, and you are the great I am. I'll rest upon your will and be the vessel of the land. You took me to your wheel, the spinning wheel of grace, and with the water of your word, you smoothed this broken place. You applied the pressure, loving hands that know the art, making me for glory, giving me a brand new start. I am a vessel of honor, sanctified and set apart, the potter's clay restored, with a brand new willing heart. Not for my own purpose, but for the master's use, filled with living water, for the King of all the Jews.
Shape me, potter, mold me. On your wheel, I yield, a vessel for your glory, your story in me.
feet were sinking deep in the mire of despair. Every step I took was a weight I had to bear. Shame was my companion, my song a mournful tune, staring at my reflection by the pale accusing moon. I cried out for solid ground, for a firm place to stand, but found only shifting sand, held by a failing hand. The more I struggled upward, the deeper I would sink, a prisoner of my past, on the brink of hell's own brink. But you reached down from on high, yeah. You took a hold of me, yeah. You pulled my feet from the clay and set my spirit free. You placed me on the rock, a foundation strong and sure. My footing is eternal, my healing is the cure. I will not be shaken, and I will not be moved. In the righteousness of Christ, my destiny's reproved. My song is now of triumph, my song is now a testimony true. For you lifted me from the pit and made me wholly new. This rock is your salvation, this rock is your great name, a fortress in the battle where I'll never know defeat or shame. When the rains of trouble fall and the floods of sorrow rise, I am safe upon this rock, hidden right before your eyes. Yes, the winds of circumstance may howl, a furious trying gale, but on this solid ground of grace, my faith will never fail. For you are my foundation, my cornerstone, my stay, and I will stand unshaken on this resurrection day. Yes, you reached down from on high. Yes, you took a hold of me. You took a hold. You pulled my feet from the clay. Set my spirit free. Oh, yeah. You placed me on the rock. Yeah, yeah. Foundation strong and sure. Strong and sure. My footing is eternal. My healing is the cure. I will not be shaken. I will not be shaken. The righteousness of Christ, my destiny's reproved. My song is now of triumph, a testimony true. Oh, you lifted me from the pit, and made me wholly new. Oh, yes, yeah. I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very deeply stained within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the ocean, of the sea and of the wave, reached out his hand in power, and his life for me he gave. The mire could not hold me, the grave could not contain. The rock of ages cleft for me, and I am born again. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. Yeah, yeah. Reach down from on high. You took a hold of me. You took a hold of me. You pulled my feet from the clay. Set my spirit free. You placed me on the rock. You placed me on the rock. My foundation strong and sure. My footing is eternal. My healing is the cure. I will not be moved. In the righteousness of Christ, my destiny's reprised. My destiny's reprised. My song is now of Christ. My song is now of triumph. Your testimony true. For you lifted me from the pit and made me wholly new. On the rock I stand, free from the mire, free from the mire, free from the sand. Your hand held me on the rock eternally.